Hey, what is up, Libra? Welcome to your reading. This is for all my Libra suns, Moon, Rising, Venus, and all other major placements that you may have in Libra. This is a collective reading, so of course, there's going to be parts of it that you may find resonance with, and there may be certain parts of it that will not resonate for you. Take the parts that do and the parts that don't. Hopefully, that's for somebody else. Also, just want to take this opportunity to really just thank you all for taking the time out to engage with this reading, and also just for subscribing. At the time of doing this recording, we're currently at 5 subscribers, so it's an absolute pleasure to read for you guys. And who knows, maybe you will find a lot of useful tips here or some good guidance here for you that convinces you to be part of the tribe. So yeah, that's about it. Let's get right into it, Libra. This is for you guys for August. So this is for Libra Collective. And this is for August. Doing my best with the handwriting, but it's not that great. All right. And what's this without love, right? Okay, so Libra, let's get right in. All right. This is for Libra Collective, August 2025. Thank you. All right, we've got the Tower. Okay, almost. All right. So we had the Tower. Then we've got the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay, it's interesting. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, so at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Swords. This indicates to me that some of you guys are researchers, or some of you guys could be doing a lot of research at this particular time in your life. So either you could be a researcher, or you could deal with a lot of information data, data analyst, or could be also involvement with the CIA, or it could be also possible like spy energy, right? So that could also be then also maybe stalking energy, like someone could be stalking your social media or watching your social media, or they may have a way of kind of viewing your life, maybe through your social media or something like that, right? But this also could be what you are doing to somebody, or this could be what someone could be doing to you, and maybe it may be a lover, it may be an admirer. But seeing that we have the Three of Swords here in reverse, this could be an ex, right? This could be very much an ex that you maybe were dealing with, who may be kind of still obsessed over you. But I definitely feel like with the Tower here indicates to me that definitely a change has something. It definitely is pushing you towards a change. Something is definitely pushing you towards a change, like a change is imminent. Whenever we have the Tower here, it always indicates to me that something is coming to an end, or something, was built on a faulty or like a false foundation, or foundation that was not stable enough. And so therefore, the building is crumbling down, metaphorically speaking. So which means that, whatever that was built on like a faulty foundation could be, coming to an end, or could be collapsing in due to that. And that could very well be, a relationship. This could be a relationship with a literal ex, a person, or it could also be a relationship with an aspect of yourself that is sort of maybe dying out, or that is just going through metamorphosis, like going through some sort of like a change, right? And I feel like it's kind of putting you into a space of also self introspection, in terms of where you have been investing your resources in terms of your time. Because with the Eight of Pentacles here, as a card of work, is a kind of hard labor, whether this is the work in terms of a relationship, or work in terms of self, or work in terms of your occupation, what you do for a living, right? So some of you guys having this in reverse means that something is not working anymore, or something was a heartbreak, or something came to an end. So let's say if you were a researcher, like you're done with your research, or you like were working at a particular place, and that could also be something that is not working out anymore, or that has come to an end, right? So I definitely see some sort of like ending that is happening for you during the month of August. And what that means also means that you could be then looking for new opportunities or new ventures, or you could be looking for like a new path. And this may be something that also creates a little bit of uncertainty for you, because you may not know what the future actually holds, because the thing that you were busy with in the past, whether that's an actual job or whether that's a relationship, is towering down, is over, is ending. And there may be some, obviously there's a lot of disappointment, there's a lot of hurt feelings about it, or hurt emotions about it. And you could be going through this process of grieving that loss, whatever that may look like for you, depending on what the situation may be. If it is a work loss related type of thing, you could be kind of thinking about your career and what you've done so far, and what you need to do moving forward, and what that was like, and maybe also how your identity was formed or shaped around that certain aspect of your life, right? And if it's like a romantic relationship, or if you're involved with someone, you could be thinking, well, if this relationship is ending or has come to an end, how is that going to look like? Am I going to remain friends with this person? Are we going to come back into the future together? Are we going to make some kind of plan, right? Because again, it has come down, or it's towering down, or it's coming, it's sort of like not working out anymore due to this tower energy. So it's a lot of feelings that you have, that you may be kind of bottling in. And I always say that, the swords always represent the air vibration. And the air vibration is, of course, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And these are typically signs that are very much in the mind. They are very much signs that are cerebral. So they are more thinkers maybe than they are feelers. And so you could be having a lot of really heavy, strong emotions, regarding this change that is being ushered into your life. But you may not know how to, you may know, but you may be kind of experiencing those emotions like in a thinking way, as opposed to like a feeling way. So you know you could be trying to process this loss or this grievances through logic, or through humor, or through just kind of talking yourself out of it, like, oh, it's not a big deal, or it's just like kind of trying to put logic to like a feeling situation that may actually be like sort of like hurtful. And this is something that Libras tend to do, because you guys always try to find balance, always try to seek that sort of like homeostasis. And if that's something that you're not finding that homeostasis or that balance, it can create a feeling of being out of control with your element, if that makes sense. So lots of emotions that you could be processing, and you may be processing those emotions kind of like really within yourself and maybe not really talking about it very much. Like you may also not really have a very strong support network or like a strong community or like a close knit of friends that you can really sort of explore these themes with very well. So that's to kind of just really sum this up. I just feel like your energy this month is being introduced by a tower, which indicates something ending, something falling apart, because its foundation was built on, like it was built on a very weak foundation or like a faulty foundation. So something was working up until a certain point when it wasn't working anymore, right? And that's why the working card here, represented by the Eight of Pentacles, is coming in reverse. So something definitely was yielding results, something was working up until it didn't work anymore. And I feel with that, there's a lot of heavy emotions that are associated with that, that I feel like during this month of August, you're trying to really work through those. All right. Yeah. So some of you guys could be traveling, as they were also indicating. You guys could be seeking a sort of a new path. Um, with the Six of Swords here, the Six of Swords in the tarot represents travel. It represents relocation, it represents traveling, it represents going away. So as you can see, this person here, they've gotten on this canoe, and they're traveling over a large body of water from one place to another water. They have only really the bare necessities with them. It's just him and his spouse and the child and the six swords, right? That's all that they're taking with them. So the six swords, as I was saying, swords always represents the mind. It represents the air vibration. So this is intellect, this is the life experience. So for some of you guys, you may be coming from what they were explaining here. You could be moving to a new environment, a new state, a new country, a new continent maybe, and you're taking with you your life experience. You're taking with you the things that you've acquired, let's say maybe mentally, personally. Like even this heartbreak may also be a life lesson that you could write about, that you could talk about, that you could inspire other people with, that or that is just a reflection of your own personal growth journey. And these are all things that you're taking with. So it indicates to me a sort of a journey to a new place, because you're coming from a place where something has come to an end, or where something is not working out anymore, right? And so that indicates to me that you are in a space of maturity or a space of growth, where you're just really taking the absolute necessities, or just the bare, right, the bare minimum. um yeah, so there's definitely indicates towards a move, but it kind of came reverse, which indicates that also there may be some uncertainty, or there may be some hesitation, or there may be some apprehension, which makes sense, because they did also indicate that here, that this has come to an end, but you may be now expected to move into a new chapter in your life, or you may be expected to move to a new place, whether that's romantically, whether that's a job wise, or whether that's just moving to a different town or a different country. And there could be a lot of uncertainty with that, because also when you move to a new place, you are cultivating a sort of a new identity again. You have to build new networks, you have to acclimatize to that environment again, you have to, so there are all these things that also come with moving to a new place. And I feel like spirit is showing that this is your trajectory in the month of August, moving forward. So I definitely do see movement away from something that had already lived out its prophecy, or it has fulfilled its destiny in a way, and it's no longer serving its purpose in your life. All right. Oh, they want me to go here first, so we will do that. Clear messages for Libra Collective. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so this is your message. They just want to confirm that this is your message. It's signed, it's sealed, it's delivered. All right. This is just spirit sort of confirming that what they're stating here is an actual depiction of what they actually really want you to hear, that this is a message that they're conveying to you. That is one thing they're saying to me. Another thing also they're saying is you could be submitting something. You could be either submitting an application for something, you may be receiving a mail that indicates towards a finalization of something, because when we're looking at number 7 also represents the house of Libra, which is your sign, and the house of Libra is the 7th house and is represented by the number 7. And the house of Libra is also the house of contracts, it's the house of commitments, it's the house of relationships. So some of you guys could be either terminating a contract, or you could be getting into a new contract. And this could be that maybe the new contract is where you're moving to, or terminating a contract where you're coming from, like finalizing those things. Like, so some of you could be writers, as they were saying. You may be a researcher or writer, or you may be somebody who deals with data or information, so as you see, there's a pen and ink here, and this person has written several letters that they're kind of putting away. So you could maybe be closing a chapter in your life, of things that you've maybe been writing or researching or working on, and now you're applying for something or you're submitting something. Something is almost complete, right? So you've got the letter, it's inside the envelope, is nearly done, and all you have to do now is just sort of like seal it and submit, right? So a lot of you guys could also be in a process of trying to finalize something or trying to finish up or wrap up something, which then also could be a catalyst for a new beginning. They want me to do one more. Clear messages for Libra. Thank you. Clear messages for Libra, symbolism that they will understand. Okay. So we have the privileged lady. Why is this here? Why is the privileged lady here? Clear messages. Please clarify, privileged lady. The 12th house represents Pisces. The 12th house also represents death. It represents dying. It represents healthcare. It represents like hospitals, things coming to an end as well. This is like the 12th sign, or the last of all the 12 signs. So it's an indication of things really coming to an end. But I don't know why. They've already spoken a lot about things coming to an end. But there's something a little bit different about this ending that is being shown through the 12th house. This particular ending may actually be like a death in the family, or like of a close person. But this also could be like in memory, is what they're saying. Like this also could be like in memory of maybe a loved one, or an acknowledgement that you are protected, that you are seen, that you are covered by somebody who may have passed. Yeah, almost as if it functions as if they are a guide to you, or they look over you, or they look over your affairs. And I'm hearing that as you travel, that you are safe in your travels, and that you are protected. Yeah. Please clarify additional information for the privileged lady. Yeah, I've got the High Priestess. The High Priestess is an angel of, she's the prophet, like she's a prophetess, or she's a prophet. She's wise. She's the seeker of truth, and she's the knower. She knows also a lot of stuff. So you yourself also maybe have gone through an experience, a dying experience in a way, maybe that has also awoken you to your high priestess like kind of vibration, where your intuition also may have maybe been heightened. You're able to see or maybe communicate with people who may have passed, or you may have done something that could be seen almost like a rites of passage in some kind of way, that maybe kind of awoken you to sort of like a spiritual, ancestral kind of divinity connection type of thing, right? But this also may be an area of your life that you battle with, or that that you're not sure how to navigate that space, right? Or you are slowly coming into that space of sort of kind of maybe being awoken as a person who, you could be like you may not be like a medium or like a reader like as I am, but you may be like some kind of a person also where you may have some kind of maybe a heightened spirit of discernment, where you're able to discern things maybe about people, or but this also could be something that is recently emerging. Like you could be having an eye to see like into the spirit, if that makes sense, right? So they're saying that these are things that have kind of been on the go already, but during the month of August moving forward, they could become like more heightened, or maybe they have been, but these are things again also that you maybe don't really always talk about, or that you don't always really know how to go about it, because these are things that may be kind of feeling emotional, spiritual in nature, but you yourself may be a very cerebral kind of person, and so it's like you try to put logic to things that may be spiritual, if that makes sense, right? So you have like an intuition or like a nudge about something, but then you feel like, oh, but that's like, that doesn't make logical sense. Well, yeah, it shouldn't make logical sense, because it's not a logical experience, it's a spiritual experience. Okay, they want me to do one more from this deck, and then we'll stop. Okay, thank you. I don't know. Have you been recently maybe dealing with somebody who I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know, have you maybe been baptized recently, or maybe you've been dealing with someone who's been kind of guiding you or helping you through your sort of maybe your spiritual kind of awakenings? With the Three of Pentacles here, these people are almost, it's like a coming together of the three, like the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son, that saying. Um, it's like a coming together, like a partnership of some sort, but which maybe may have like spiritual inclinations to it. So maybe you may have been, maybe you could be dealing with a masculine or like a guy, or like who could be like a prophet maybe, or like a priest or something who could be, I'm hearing like maybe initiating you into priesthood or something like that. Or you may have had an experience like that, or maybe you may have been with somebody who was a priest and they wanted to marry you, and then that would maybe have made you a priestess or something like that. So someone who may have had like a religious affiliation, or you could be dealing with somebody like that. It may be an experience with that person, whether that was like a sexual experience or something, may have sort of awakened you or kind of created a tie, what they sort of maybe sometimes call like a soul tie or something like that. But I don't know, that's what I'm hearing. We're gonna close with an astrological card. This is for Libra. Clear messages for Libra, please. Yeah, so we've got the moon and we've got the moon only here. The moon is very significant. The moon represents our emotions, it represents our feelings. The moon represents um, our psyche. It also can represent things connected to the psychology of things, right? So this also could be dark psychology, dark, magic. So you may be perhaps also experimenting with dark magic or dark psychology, or something like nocturnal, because the moon is also something that is like usually like at night, right? Um, so things that are like done in the dark, or things that are done at night. So like if you could be like experimenting with dark magic or dark psychology, or like so your spirituality, these are things that maybe you start to experience these things like at night, right? Like if, let's say, you're seeing visions, or you're hearing like voices, or the sort of like spiritual things that we were discussing here, they may make manifest themselves like during the night, right? And you may also feel like whenever the moon phases are sort of like taking place, the intensity of them can sort of like vary depending on like whether it's a full moon, a new moon, a half crescent, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, but as they were saying, also the moon represents secrets, right? Dark secrets. So a lot of things also that you maybe keep to yourself, rightfully so. I mean, it's your business. But what I'm being shown here is like, things, but you may struggle with it. But this may also be things that are like heavy emotions of maybe grief, or maybe in some cases, maybe also regret, or it could also be loneliness. But it also may be connected to a relationship that has ended, as they were saying earlier here as well, right? So it's just, I feel like closing off your reading with a moon vibration indicates to me a sense of a lot of activities that you battle with, or a lot of activities that kind of go on in your existence, in your life, that you don't talk about, because maybe it's not a lot of people you can talk about who are understanding of what you're going through, But I feel like for an air sign as yourself, you could be experiencing just a lot of heavy things that may be heavy emotions, heavy feelings, um, things that are nocturnal, maybe things that are also supernatural. But all these are all things that could be happening like at night, right? And you could be having visitations from ancestors or people who've passed on, like just like phenomenon like that, that you may kind of not be sure how to maybe go through. That is what I'm getting here. And so I feel like the invitation for the month of August is to really sit in those emotions, and maybe this traveling that you're doing also may be very helpful to you, because maybe you may be more connected to where you're going. You know, like if you're going to, or you could be living in a place where like all these things you're experiencing, it may not be like a good outlet for you, but you could be moving to a place where these experiences will start to make more sense at the new location, if that makes sense, right? Because maybe the other place is much more grounded, more rooted, more organic, more, you know, sort of a nurturing environment that allows for these phenomenons to sort of make sense for you, or for you to harness them in a way that is sustainable for your own health, or your own well-being, if that makes sense. I'm kind of picking up like something like that here. But I think this is, I'll leave it here. It's already more than half an hour. So, Libra, this is what I got for you for the month of August. And yeah, I hope that it connects with you. I hope it helps you in some way. If it doesn't, it could be for another Libra person. Yeah, thank you for engaging with the space. As I was saying at the time of recording, there were like 5 subscribers, and I hope that, yeah, I hope you'll be the 6th. I hope that this is something that inspires you or helps you in your personal growth journey. All right. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in September.